A disappointing afternoon for AFC Telford United. They've lost 2-0 at home to Farsley Celtic in Vanarama National League North this afternoon. I know manager Gavin Cowan with me as ever. Gavin, hard to explain how you've not got some reward from that game. The first half performance is probably as dominant as you've been in a half this season.
Yeah, well, I think I was on record earlier as saying that's probably, can't remember too many first halves that we've been better. It's probably, since I've been a manager, that's arguably the best 45 minutes I've seen. That really was an awesome showing from the lads. But the one thing we said at half time is we need to be more ruthless. We need to be better, and we've had a string of chances. We just looked at the stats there: crosses, shots on target, off target, penalty area entries. Getting into the final third, second balls, we were just, if you look at that, if it was a boxing match, it would have been stopped, but it's not a boxing match, it's a football match, and ultimately they came to smash and grab, really. They're like we knew what they'd be. They're back to front, they don't really play through the thirds and ignore the midfield, and they play for set pieces and restarts, and we just fell foul to a little bit of the dark arts today, which I'm not complaining about, because that's in my opinion, that's part of the game, and I'm sure they didn't imagine that we were going to have as many chances or opportunities as we did, and they rode their luck, to say the least. But ultimately, we weren't ruthless enough, and we didn't manage to get the ball in the back of the net. And then, I just think for 70 minutes we were just out and out the best team. I think it was 70 minutes they scored, but until they scored anyway. And then when they scored, it was they just took the wind out of our sails. Very hard to take when it's like that.
Sure. Was that something that you saw coming? You went in at half. What was the message at half time? Just to keep doing the same things?
Yeah, absolutely. It was obviously a couple of finer details we wanted to brush up on, but it was hard to actually give any direction on what else to do. It was very much be the same, and they changed formation. We made them change, so that was credit to us. We knew that had probably come, because we knew we'd be dominant with the way they play in that diamond, and so we had that plan that they would probably change, and they changed to what we expected. But we still kept knocking on the door and getting chances, and it's really is a story of both boxes. I thought their two centre halves were defended for their lives. Every time the ball came in the box, I can't remember the stats, but the amount of penalty area entries and crosses that we got in was just crazy, and we just gave them a bit more desire to get on the end of it. That's where forwards have to take responsibility, attacking midfielders. And it's hard, because the longer the game goes on, I get it, people will blame the defence, but I thought Zach and Theo and Cards after the first 10 minutes, and then I thought they were superb up into the first goal. They really were. But as the game goes on, it's a little bit of football behaviour. They start thinking it's going to be their day, and they were proved right. But really, I'm looking at my strikers and thinking, why are we not 3-4 goals ahead? Why are we not going in at half time 2-3 ahead? So a lot of people are questioning the defenders, and we still got to defend better, of course, but ultimately when the opposition can start knocking on the door, the game should have been dead and buried.
Yeah, sure. How difficult is it after a result and performance like that today to sort of go into the next game? Because obviously there's such a lot of it was positive, but when you don't get the result, how difficult does that make to lift the guys?
It's hard, because at the end of the day it's about results. There was only one real football team out there today. We were the only team that played football. I'm not taking anything away from them. It's credit to them. They've come for 3 points. That is what you play for. And ultimately, if you ask me whether we played the way we did and not get any points, but played the way they didn't get 3 points, so it's credit to them. I don't want to take anything away from them. But in all honesty, there's one team playing football today. And then when it does take the wind out of your sails, you start looking at characters and you start seeing where they are. And I see Ryan Barnett sprinting to chase the ball down. Brendan Daniels is sprinting all over the pitch. Ricardo Calder's putting in tackles. Ellis Dean's put no one down tools. And as much as it wasn't our day today, I know supporters will get emotional with the result, and I understand it's about 3 points. But ultimately, you look after the performances, and the results will look after themselves. Got to look after that result, and I think we haven't got the result today, and I get that. But I felt as though we were extremely unlucky, and I think I'm not using that as an excuse. I just think that sometimes you've got to focus on the performances and see the bigger picture, and I felt that we've been on 3 games where we played very well, and then we've played very well for 70 minutes today, or certainly up until they scored the first goal, and it's not gone our way. Listen, I know that's not great. It's the difference between us being something like 12th and what are we now, 16th or whatever someone just said to me there. I get that. I get that it's about league position and points, but I just think if you can look after the performances, and so talking to the lads, I asked them for a performance, I asked them to work hard, show desire, do a job and a half, our 3 commandments, and they did that, you know. And do we need to be better in the box in terms of finishing? Yeah. Could we defend both crosses? You know, we said at half time, stop crosses into the box. Could we stop that? Yeah, I get it. And they're the finer details, but ultimately, you know, as a performance, it's hard to know what to say to the players. So you have to give them a bit of credit and just say, look, this is where we need to be better. We live to fight another day. Our standards are better. Like I say, it should have been out of sight at half time. It was almost laughable. I think at one point I was laughing because we just couldn't stick it in the net. But you know, I get it. People will get emotional with the result, but the performance is where I'm going. And I think for the last 3 games we've done that well, and certainly up until their first goal we did. But you know, the lads never stopped trying, and that's ultimately our minimum requirement.
Sure. Just thinking about that first half performance as well, it's perhaps maybe not realistic to expect you to maintain that level throughout a 90 minutes, but you know, is your feeling is if 2 halves of football can be put together that are pretty similar like that, then somebody's going to be on the end of hiding at some point.
Well, games ebb and flow, Rich. You know, it doesn't matter what level you're at. You know, Liverpool could be playing Southampton at Anfield. You know, the game, they will have their chance. Southampton will have 10-15 minutes in the game. And that's what we were prepared for. You know, maybe a bit more resilience is what I'm looking for. You know, we go a goal down. You know, my analogy is, you know, if you go a goal down, not so much analogies, but if you go a goal down, you need to be resilient. You know, you need to be resilient, and you need to almost see it as another challenge. Instead of us feeling like, well, that's the game gone, that's us done. No, you know, we need to be resilient and understand that is football. You're going to get moments in the game, and at that point, I think there was, you know, a good 25 minutes left, 20 minutes left, so there was plenty of time to go for the game. So that's probably where a big part of what it'll be on Tuesday when we get the lads together again. But yeah, it's hard to put full 90 minutes together. Even the top teams, it's what you strive for, of course. But you know, we're in the Conference North, and teams are going to have their chances. Whether it's York playing against the bottom team or Kings Lynn playing against the bottom team, whoever it is, you're going to get your chance in the game. That's football behaviour, and unfortunately, we fell foul to that today. And I get it. I get the frustrations because no one will be more frustrated than me. But you know, we live to fight another day, and that means if we can try and replicate that performance, I'm sure there won't be too many games where we're not sticking the ball in the back of the net.
Okay, it's not league action next week, it's into the FA Trophy, so and a side we know well in Lamington, I guess the approach is no different.
Listen, they're you know, I went to watch them the other night, and they're just very efficient at what they do, and you know, they're competitive, and that's what we'll have to stand up to, you know, and they've got some quality, so this will be another tough test. On our home patch, so you know, they beat us here earlier in the season, so we've got you know, we've got to try and make it 1-1 really. So yeah, it's another game that we're already looking for and thinking about. So yeah, we want to go into that game and win it, of course. It gives us a bit of time away from the league, but yeah, just want the game to come thick and fast really, because I think that's where we'll be at our best. But you know, I know people will be emotional and disappointed today, but you know, I don't think the players need completely chastising. I think it was a performance that, for the most part, was very, very good, and we just didn't manage to get the ball in the back of the net, which ultimately is what the game's all about.
Okay. Thanks for your time, Gavin, as ever. Cheers. Thank you.
Mate.